Welcome back, everyone. If you're new here, you can find more information in the description of the video. Today's episode, we're doing the last part of the Jeep Cherokee build. We're going to show you how I did the wheel wells, mounted the body, some lights, how I mounted the interiors, just a little few things through the wheels, stuff like that. If you want to see the whole build, you can check out the episode. There's a playlist for it in the description of this video. Thank you for all that you guys do, from the likes, the comments, the shares. I don't know what you're doing out there to help get this stuff seen, but thank you for doing it. And if you don't want to miss out on any of the comps, the events, the scaled trails, the garage talk, I don't know all the things, but if you don't want to miss out on it, please subscribe, as we're a small channel. We might not pop up in your feed again. Thank you for all that you guys do. Let's get into the show. Let's jump straight into it. So this is the newest build to our little fleet that we've been growing here over the last year of starting. And you guys might have seen it on Tuesday. If not, you can check out the video in the description of this video, and it'll be in there, plus with all the rest of the garage series. We're just gonna go over some of the final touches I ended up doing that I didn't cover in the whole build series, because I just wanted to get it done one day. And just to be honest too, like I always am with the building things, it's not really a how-to, because I don't really know sometimes. So like on this, I've not done this exact body before, so mounting the interior was a bit of a learning process. So I kind of just wanted to learn and then share how I did it. As always, that's how I did it, not how you have to do it. But let's start off with the rear. There's kind of something special going on here. So you'll notice that with this body, what it allows you to do is, if you keep your bumper mount position in the original position, you can actually put a bumper under your bumper. I know that sounds lame, right? But the cool thing is Traxxas, this is the original sport bumper. Well, if you go back here and you unscrew these two, you can have this, which on like my old vehicles, this is pretty much the cross beam that would be welded to the frame that houses your bumper hitch, your trailer hitch. So it's pretty scale. I mean, it's not exactly, obviously it's plastic, stuff like that, but this is how old pickups and stuff that I grew up with, this is how they were. So I thought that was really cool. You just slide that in there like that, and then you put your pins in. Now what I do is I use axial pins, because I have the bumper in the stock position. This is how they work. If you flip it over, you won't be able to get it in. But if you flip it over and you take this bumper off, you can have a high like custom bumper that'll fit the same place the stock bumper does. But I use the bumper to mount it. We'll get into that. But these are axial SEX10 tube pins, and they go, if you screw them in the opposite direction that the TRX4 pins go in stock, they'll actually screw in and hold bumpers in really well. So that's how I do that. Otherwise you won't be able to do that. You won't be able to get to them unless you figure out a different way. That's just how I ended up doing it. But I thought that was really neat. And then what that does is that also locks everything in. There's magnets up front, and then back here in the Injora, the way they mount is they have these metal things, and I don't tighten these down. These are just slipped in. So the way it works is my magnets will pop up like that, and then I can get full access. As it slides out, even more access, I can take the body completely off. So there's the body. Let's get not directly into the body quite yet. Actually, let's get straight into the body, since we're going from the bumper and how it's attached. So, like I said, magnets up front. I always do my Cherokee bodies or Comanche bodies with two magnets right here, just hot glue. They'll break off every once in a while as they get cold and old and whatnot. It's not that big of a deal. Hot glue is really easy to put back in. If it breaks on the trail, usually one will hold it for the rest of the day. If they both break, this is an actual physical bond back here. So the front might bounce around a little bit, but as long as I'm not like wailing on it, it'd be fine, you know? We got our lights in, and I just used metal ducting tape to put our lights in. You might have seen in the video and from Tuesday that we think one of the lights were flickering. What actually happened is I would suggest taping these extra holes up, because as I was doing burnouts and stuff, the lights filled up with dirt. So when I was hitting bumps, the dirt was covering the light up, and then we're like, what's wrong with the lights? So, and then how I mounted the body on this one is just like the Comanche. There's two screw holes up here on the hood, and you can just use these metal tabbed screws. I'm gonna get the exact number for you. They come with the bodies. They are the M2 6x8mm D1s, and they're tabbed grooved self-tapping screws, and there's actually holes here. So I just start with muscle. You don't have to carve out the body or anything. Just start screwing through the Lexan interior, and then it will hit the hole and it'll all sink in. There's no cracking. You don't have to worry about anything. Same thing with right here. You'll see 2 tabs that are poking out. I did the same thing right there and right there. And you will notice I had to cut out a little bit. I just used a pair of scissors because there's some ledge right here was pinching it and making it not want to sit even. So I thought that was really nice. Now it does sit a little low. You could possibly want your interior higher, and no hate if you do. That's all for you. The Lexan interior never looks perfect no matter what way you do it, and this looks really well as well. So that's up to you how you want to do it. If you do go higher, I would just hot glue it. I would still screw it in here and then just hot glue like these points up in here, like just a few different spots. And that's what I've done with other bodies as well for the Lexan interiors. And then just don't put a lot of weight into them, you know, and don't use them as mounting points. Again, with the Injora mounting points, we got this here, the metal, and I just slide them on. I'll show you that real quick. So here's the 2 screws poking out. So you go like that. And then I just find where the grooves are. Let me try to flip this around so everybody can see if you need to. And shazam. And as it comes forward, magnet down on the front. Easy peasy. And then like I said, I do the rear bumper hitch thing, but if you want more clearance, obviously don't use that. You know, it all depends on what you're going for, but that's just something I figured out while I was out there doing it. I think we covered everything on the body. Yeah. If you're wondering about anything else on the body, watch the build series, it's on there. On the front, we actually went 1 magnet high. Usually I would use 2 magnets, but we went 3 magnets high on the front, just so it was sitting a little bit above the bumper here. Something I thought about doing is I can actually take 2 of these magnets out. I can flip, right now I have the front bumper mount flipped. That's the TRX4 like free mod everybody knows about. I could flip it back to the stock position, which will make the bumper sit lower, and then I could actually make the body sit lower as well. The deal is with that, on the rear, Injora has the body mounted to a certain height, and if I drop the front, it just makes it where it's not even across.
We're walking the 1.9 RC 4-wheel drive mudslinger tires, 90 millimeters. The Injora deep dish 3mm negative inset rims with the Injora dual stage foam with the outer stage foam taken off with just the rubber insert and 1mm of space between the rubber and the tire on the inside to add wheel weight and fill the tire up.
Okay, let's do the wheel wells. So how I do my custom wheel wells, I think I'd done this when I first started. You can see they're on this too, and this is our first build we ever did with the green truck. These were really easy. Somebody told me about this in the community before like I ever done anything. I found these. Someone told me about Tupperware. So what this is actually in the plant aisle, like where you would buy your plants from at like Walmart or Kmart or Home Depot or anything. These are just planters. They cost like, I think 13 cents or 9 cents or something like that. Like I picked up like 5 of them for $1, you know, I don't know, 10 of them for $1 or something. They're dirt cheap, literally, because they're meant to hold dirt. Anyways, you can take it like this, and I'll actually even do a demonstration because I'll probably make another pair for the rear of that or something. I just try to cut it in half with my ichrometer. If you don't know what an ichrometer is, everybody's got them unless you're blind, and which I apologize for this insensitive joke. You just use your eyeballs, all right? There we go. Here we go. And that's pretty much cut in half, right? So you can already see how it starts to take shape. Once you get where you want your halves are cut, then you want to know how far out your body is. Some bodies are wider than other bodies, and you actually got these lines you can follow. I usually just go in, second line, and it usually ends up just being cheeky for whatever I'm using it for. So get stuck there a little bit. Shazam. This one. Shazam. And then while it's clear, go ahead and make your cuts. You can see right here I have shock mounts. However your shock mounts are, get them figured out, and that's how you're gonna want to cut it. I'll even do these. I kind of don't want to do them because I don't need them cut up there, so I won't do them here. But what I'll show you with a marker. So you can take this here and you can just cut You can actually even trace ahead of time if you want to. There's a few different ways, but honestly, the cut doesn't have to be right on. I'll even do one. It don't matter to me. Like I said, these are cheap anyways. I'll pick another one up. But I just cut like that, fold it out backwards, shazam, and then that's usually all you need. And then you don't even have to measure anything. There's a couple of screws. You'll find screw holes around. Use at least 2 screw holes. Put that puppy on. We'll paint it first. Always paint it first. I use 2 coats on both sides, inside and out, so as the inside gets scratched, the outside is still black, if you get what I'm saying, so it doesn't shine through. A little bit of sun will shine through, but remember the body is going to be over it, so you can do more coats if you're like really fussy, but I like just a couple, just keep it easy, not a lot of weight. I mean, I know paint doesn't weigh a lot, but if you imagine the can weighs like a pound, that when you're spraying that onto stuff, that weight has to go somewhere. So mass, right? Now we're getting scientific. Scientific, yeah. You can see how I didn't use this screw hole here though. You could use that one. The reason why I didn't use that one is because I'm using this cheap 3D printed thing, and it tends to crack when I screw in and out of it. So just like, I just let them be, you know. But I got these 2 here, and this, I used it all day. I don't think they'll ever fall off. You know, we'll do another year testing. These ones have been on for almost a year, and they're bolted here, 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 and here, and then hot glued up here, and it was like way overdone. These 2 are doing just fine, so I hope that helps. I hope all of this helps, the build series and everything, as I was saying. It's the only reason why I was doing it. Yeah, I don't know. It was fun though. I'll probably end up doing more. I ended up liking just I don't know, sharing the experience. Maybe someone out there might enjoy it. So, all right. Thank you everybody. Happy trucking.